I don't feel good. Everybody know I'm on YouTube. I wonder if I could share this. Let's share it. Somebody reacted to it. Copy the link. Who am I now? Who am I now? Supreme Kai, always on the go. Hey P, who keeping it mashing, getting as much content out as possible. Y'all see, I got the I uploaded some more to the YouTube, and I'm gonna upload some more to the YouTube. I'm gonna start flooding the YouTube with the content. See if I can get up to 40 uploads before Monday. That's my get 40 uploads. I got a lot of content, and I got to spread it out. You know what I mean? I thank y'all for y'all reposts and y'all shares. I just need to get more people in the community up on it and get them doing the same thing and putting them reposts and sharing, and just keep putting it out there, because they're trying to shadow ban me. That's beyond a shadow of a doubt. Pun intended. But it's like get 50 likes on a video, and the video only got like 125 views on it, on TikTok. That's just saying itself, like, yo, everybody that went by, they didn't like it, but they not pushing it out into the algorithm, and they doing that on purpose. They just told me they had a system crash. I had put my videos out in a certain order. They took it out of the order. Just like, man, they're just trying to play with me. But all they do is just affirm that, it's having a profound impact on everyone that is receptive to the 1089 frequency. And people are starting to look and perceive what's being presented to them with a scrupulous disposition, and they don't have no way to hide the tricks that they already tried to present to people. And it's so fucked up that they still running it. And people see that they can see the bullshit, but say, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and go with it again anyway. Fuck it. And it's like, damn. So it's a lot of that going on, but it's a lot of people waking up. They don't know how to reinvent the proverbial wheel that they didn't already generated. And that's just what happened when your time is up. And of course, there will be an exchange of power. I don't know when that's going to happen, if it's going to happen in this lifetime or whatever. He said, it keeps asking me to spend money to promote the highlights. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's why I said just repost my videos, man. Just repost the video. Just do that. Just repost it. After I upload it, then repost it. Because if you try to do it like that, they're going to try to, shake you down. They be trying to shake me down. Some videos I go ahead and pay for some promotion. But I don't like to do that. It's like, no, I didn't have to do that before. That's how I got so viral. It was like, yo, this nigga done got viral way too fast. Because I just kept coming with them. I just kept coming. I'm not going to run out of content. I'm not going to run out of things to talk about. I don't even like to go on a topic. You know what I mean? I really don't. It's all question and answer. We want things to organically, present itself. Because that reveals the frequency that everybody is collectively on, And just to put things in its appropriate perspective, I speak in the direction of someone that's new to this spiritual journey, someone that's just coming up out of the confines of organized religion. Now, y'all, as y'all do know, I can talk outside of that range, but just for the sake of the responsibility of the access to vast vaults of data that I do have, I had to take that into consideration and slow it down. Sometimes I'm gonna have to talk about God and heaven and all of that. That's all a person understands. Can't knock them for just understand what people are able to understand. And that's just how I go. Peace and love, beloved. Peace and love. Let me turn this light on. Some more light in here. He said he's from Pakistan. Peace and love, Sima Bibi. Who am I? Arahu back. The Asu Alam Alaikum. Just pouring me some water. Yeah, we're in these YouTube streets now. This Q&A. Peace and love, basically. Branson from Ohio. Yeah, let me know where y'all calling from. This is Q&A for Dr. Ray, with Dr. Ray. I'm your beloved brother, Dr. Ray Noontime Ray Tech, Master OrgoniteTEK builder, teacher of Raynology, wielder of primordial energy, and I am a master of alignment. I am also an altar activation expert. I am my ancestors' keeper. And these lives are dedicated to people that are new to their awakening. And we do Q&A, questions and answers. But to answer your question for basically Branson, my day is going great. I'm having a great day so far. I don't know why it's telling me to do the Q&A sticker. Y'all don't have to do that and tell me your talent or nothing like that, but you can present yourself as you come in the room. Mother Edenberg, seem 210, and Sima Babibi, or is it Sima Bibi? Yeah, so we're gonna start coming. I'm gonna start rolling after the TikTok. I'm gonna start coming over. I'm gonna take a little break because I had to let my phone charge. After the phone charges up, gonna come right to YouTube. I have a live background for the YouTube and what we covered earlier on TikTok. I'm uploading that to the YouTube too. You know, to boost myself up in the algorithm because I got a lot of content. I'm gonna start taking all the old highlights and just stitching them together and making videos that way. You know, it's very meticulous, but I gotta dive back into that area because I got a lot of content and I know they want to delete it. I only get 30 days, so I gotta hurry up and and keep uploading more content. I gotta stay in a perpetual flow of it. Put it on everywhere. And, you know, you guys, if you see it across the platforms, just repost it, reshare it. That's why I be saying don't upload it, don't upload or download the content and then upload it. Just repost it and reshare it because they will try to get you to monetize if they see you're consistently downloading those videos, right? But yeah, I appreciate all the assistance that you guys are giving and have been giving. Uh, at this point, you know, that's just where we at with it now. We just need people to share information, and it's getting out there too. You know, a lot of my rhetoric is being perpetuated through several spectrums within their broadcasting systems, and hey, we will have clarity in this great day and time. You know, because like I said, we out the moon cycle. The moon cycle was over with now, and we coming into the sun cycle, and it's gonna be more day. It's gonna be more day. They keep on trying to stop stuff, but it's like, yo, the shit can't be stopped. It can't be stopped. And we just had to stop waiting for something to happen. That's a program. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, they planning this. Like niggas be talking to you like they right there with the Illuminati network. You know, you don't know what the fuck they doing in that Bilderberg room. You really don't. You know what I mean? You can guesstimate, but you can't definitively say. And why even worry about all that? Pay attention to what you got going on right now. Because you'll be sitting around wondering and waiting and wondering and waiting. And you can let 10, 15 years go by. And the main thing on your consciousness was wondering and waiting what the fuck they was going to do. They fucked around and did something else you didn't even see coming. And now you, like, come on, man. Earlier, I asked about the reign of Unis, the ninth ruler of the fifth dynasty. I hit a wall on my research and wanted to know if there was something of significance you could guide me to. Uh, I don't know. I haven't looked into Unis, the ninth ruler of the fifth dynasty. You know, most dynastic periods, I don't like looking in that because all them dynastic periods that they telling you about, it tie into the Hyksos one way or another. It's the way that they was able to branch on to it. And that's why they took 46 dynasties to represent the 46 families and the 46 chromosomes that they was able to integrate into some type of record or another to get a self some relevance. Right. But I don't know. I haven't looked into that. And I seen you did it wasn't that definitive. Said I'm Egyptian. Hi. Hey, how you doing? Sheesh. Mhm. Yeah, I haven't looked into that though. Hmm. I mean, why was you looking up Unis? Why was you in looking into Unis? Was it something in particular, or you were just looking at the deity Unis? It's pyramid. Okay. See, they'll tell you about that area in Egypt, is what we call, that used to be really called Lower Egypt, going towards the Mediterranean Sea. They just to tell you about that. They don't want to go down past Ethiopia. They don't want to look at Sudan. They don't want to look at Nubia, right? It's over 200 pyramids in Monroe, right in Sudan, right now. They don't ever show you pictures of them. Somebody got to tell you and put you up on pyramids in Sudan. It's pyramids in Ethiopia too. It's pyramids in Nubia. But the Hyksos never made it that far. It got too niggalicious for their ass. They was like, yo, this far enough. They didn't want that static. And the stories that they're telling you is just to perpetuate them in an advantageous narrative. Always remember that. Always remember that. They're not going to present themselves in a lowly position to you, especially anything that's written in their language. You follow what I'm saying? Always go into it with that type of discernment. He said, I'm the biggest giveaway tuber in Norway. All right. Thank you, Perez Alam. Helping people with less views. Help me out there, loved one. I appreciate it. Yeah, we just coming over here to these YouTube streets, leaving off the TikTok block, coming on to YouTube. I done been have my YouTube, but I don't be on here going live. Now we coming on here going live. I'm gonna start dropping it on people, man. Just how I do on the what's the name. Said, do you have a PayPal? Yes, I got a PayPal and a website. Oh, you trying to send money? I hope you ain't no scammer. I ain't about to get off of here for you either. I don't know. I'm not trying to play no scamming games. I ain't trying to do all that. You said he legit. Okay. He said $100 per dare. You ready? But remember, you go double or nothing. No, I'm not about to play truth or dare, man. You say doing it for your channel too. I don't know, man. This Q&A with Dr. Ray. I just on here to answer questions. I'm not on here to play truth or dare and stuff like that. He said 160,000 people watching. How come I can't see it? What I need to do? What's the name of your channel? Harvez Alam. I'm trying to look it up now so I could see it. Yeah, he's saying his main channel, but that shit just thrown out the floor. What hey man, I ain't got time for that, man. You draw me away from something else. Anybody got time for that? I mean, we gotta get adjusted over here on the YouTube side. He said, Spaz, you could check him out, see what he about, see what's going on for me. We new on the YouTube streets, getting on the YouTube block with y'all. Getting on the YouTube block. I don't know what's up with the TikTok not letting y'all ask questions. No, man. Hey, you gotta put the name of the thing in the comment, man. If you don't do that, I'm not gonna come over there and check out what you got going on. How can I even see it? I don't know what you're talking about. If you don't cite the source where I could just put it in a search engine and find you. Dennis. Dennis Verratti. Let's see. It ain't saying that you live. Look. Is this you? Oh, yeah, I see he not live on here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Come on, Dennis. You got me taking the piss, man. To let you start with the intro. I don't know, man. I'm perplexed with said you do gaming. I don't do gaming, man. I'm not a gamer. I'm a master OrgoniteTEK builder. Now, see, I build a pyramid for you to block that radiation from all those hours of gaming that you're doing. You know, you're taking in a high amount of electrical pollution. And I could build a pyramid for you and absolve your atmosphere. Go ahead, loved one. Go ahead, Parvez. Parvez alum. Follow me on TikTok too. Just search up the speed of light and pass it in the comment. I want to say it's 262,000. Excuse me, 299,792. 299,792 miles per second. Isn't that how fast the light travels? Then it could travel about 5,888,000 to some say 5,090,000 trillion miles. Excuse me. It could travel that many trillion miles in 1 year. In fact, the pyramids of Giza was built on that ley line, on that 33rd parallel. That's the longitude line on the pyramids is the speed of light. Yeah, I know that. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that, beloved. You got any questions though? if you got any questions. Yeah, I put that on the gear. I even put the coordinates of the Sphinx Baruti, which the Greeks call the Sphinx. We call that Baruti, right? It's the guardian of the rising sun, and we're quite adept when it comes to Happy Nile Valley and what goes on in regards to uh, the knowledge and wisdom that comes out of those temples. Well, we are under the guidance of the Neteru, and some people will misinterpret our guidance of the Neteru for what's going on in modern day Egypt, right? Peace and love, Marissa, Mama Jackpot, right? No, I ain't mad at him. He's trying to show some love or whatever. You know, like I said, we new to the YouTube, you know, but I got a community already that's going to follow me on the platforms where I go. They're going to be there to back me up and to support uh, whatever I do. Um, and that's just what it is, Dennis Varadi. I subscribe to you and check you out. I am Dr. Ray at OrgoniteTEK, Master OrgoniteTEK Builder, Teacher of Raynology, Wielder of Primordial Energy. I am my ancestors' keeper. I'm an altar activation expert and a master of alignment, right? Somebody just sent another message. No, we're going to hide that. People be coming in here trolling. I need. Okay, another moderator just handled that. Okay, good. Yeah, no, coming here right, man. Tell what's message automatically help review. Now you asking me something about penis music, man. Come on, man. Better come correct, man. I'm gonna just block you. Yeah, just remove your ass. Just get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's just Q&A with Dr. Ray. How you doing, loved one? Go ahead. Go ahead, Light Walker. Peace and love to you. Yeah, just coming across the YouTube platform and making sure that I upload some consistent content here as well, like we did on like we do on TikTok. And I might as well start generating the digital imprint on this side. It will take some time to work through trolls and learning how to interface on the YouTube side of things. I'm going off on my cell phone and just want to open myself up to the YouTube community, pause, in a way where they could, you know, get to ask questions. Because I know it's, I don't got a thousand subscribers or nothing like that, but I didn't pay attention to my YouTube. And I might have had, about 40 or 50 people when I really checked it. I knew many of those people was from the community. And now, you know, got over 300 and some followers. We going, I think it's over 350. Being that selenite and clear quartz connect to the crown and higher chakras, will it cause interface working on your, will it cause interference? No, that's an excellent question, Shamari. You want to go with your piece of selenite, has something like, see how I got the selenite up here? See that magnetite? Those are two different extremes. If you got them together, it'll balance out your energies. If you got a selenite in one of your palms and you got carnelian palm stone in the other palm, it'll balance them out. They'll begin to balance out, and you will get the flow of energy from both aspects. But they'll be working on whatever meridian field in the body that you got it in the hand of. So if you got the selenite in the left hand, that's the receiving end of the body. If you got it in the right hand, that's the giving, right? One is to give and one is to give, right? Or one is to receive and the other one is to transmit, right? So if I want to ward off bad energy, I'm going to put something in my right pocket. We'll put a crystal in my right pocket that's going to help amplify what I choose to ward off away from me, like a piece of tourmaline to protect my aura. All of a sudden, I put like some oil on or something, and if a person's vibration is off, they'll start sneezing or they'll start coughing real bad because of the frankincense or the myrrh that's inside my oil is affecting them. They be like, "Oh shit," and it make them fall back. Now, if I want people to be attracted to me, I'll put in my left pocket. That's the receiving end. And let's just say I might put a piece of malachite or a rose quartz that's dealing with the heart. People will receive me better and be looking to be drawn. They'll be more drawn to me. So when I put the oil on and I got something in my left pocket and my intent is projecting to that crystal or in my palm or even on my wrist, it'll pull people into this direction and they'll be like, "Man, what's that smell you wearing? This smell good." They'll be in alignment with it. They'll be more open, receptive to receive. You follow? It's just knowing the levels to how the crystals work and having them working with you on your daily affairs. Say, for instance, I just use this one as an example because I can't really see into it. I can, but my consciousness projects into this particular palm selenite when I can see my reflection inside of the crystal. There's a version of me psychically connecting to me as a piece of this selenite. And it starts working with me. You follow? I'll be picking up on a varying amount of transmissions. He said, "Don't be putting no hexes on me." No, I would never do that. We don't deal in dark magic. We don't put attacks and spells on people. I don't advocate for that. I'm just speaking on how you could communicate with your crystals. So when you get tumble stones, and I'm just using this one as an example, and I was using myself as an example, but you just take your reflection when it projects into, he said, "Why the hell you got a staff?" Yeah, I got this staff. This is the Baruri staff, and I line people's chakras up with the staff. I get them spinning in the right direction, so that we can open up their psychic center and individuals could gain access to their higher sensors. And you call it ESP, extrasensory perception, but these are your higher senses: intuition, clairvoyance, psychometry, and telepathy. And shouts out to AP. Yeah, and that's what happens when I hit you with this stab. I open people up to that level. Sometimes I had to remove attachments, and when people come out to the events that we have, they get hit with the Baruti staff. But I bring it out. I know. See, I got a pyramid at the top of there. That's a labradorite spear, about 4 Herkimer diamonds. Sitting on the bed is shungite. And the shungite and the obsidian and black tourmaline. His head is like Moses with the yo, man, the staff ain't no joke, man. You know, it ain't no joke. It's full of crystals too. Got the chakra grid at the bottom there. I got stuff all around here. Right. See the Ankh there. Larvakite got another stick of selenite down there. This staff will open you up. It's a copper staff. Copper staff. I got 13 coils at the bottom of it. Over 22 different crystals that's on it. I made it myself. I made this staff myself. Yeah, I didn't bear no expense putting this together. I got about, no, I don't know. I don't know. I just kept I I don't even know what to say. I want to say a low number, then I want to say a high number. Then I might have spent about $300 in crystals just for this. I'm doing great. Yeah, it's real sentimental, man. Very powerful piece. I got sapphire, uh, shungite, black obsidian, labradorite, turquoise, howlite, uh, scosalite, jasper, mookite jasper, showerite. Man, all of the stones for the chakras. I got them in this unk. Quartz, amethyst, lapis lazuli, turquoise, malachite. You can't see the malachite because the beetle in the way. I got malachite in there. The beetle got obsidian in it, carnelian, and I got red coral and a little bit of red jasper. I had this up on the 4th plane for years. I want to say since 2013. I didn't start bringing it out till about 2 years ago, right? Maybe 3 years ago. I started bringing it down from the mental plane, piece by piece. And I had to be in a certain state of mind and vibrating on a certain frequency to start building this. So I couldn't do it before I was ready to present it. You know what I mean? Yes, that's an excellent assessment, Johnny Big Little. Exactly. Because see, it first came to me because this staff is alive. It's man, sometimes I forget it. If I take it out in public with me, don't you know how you got a friend or somebody that's with you? You don't gotta pick them up and take them everywhere. that's what this staff, it presents a presence like that. And when it first came to me to start building the staff, as I aforementioned, I wasn't ready yet. Like energetically, I wasn't where I needed to be in order to hold that staff, right? And it's so powerful because I remember telling my mother about the staff and saying that I was going to make one. She was like, "Oh man, that's going to be awesome." And I was like, I could still remember it, because she no longer here on this side. But when she was, that was a hallmark moment within my journey with the staff. Because I used to meditate all the time and I would see it. And I would also see it in my dream state sometimes when I sleep. But I knew that I needed to, like how I'm looking at through this video right now, I seen a video in my dream of this, me doing this. But that was going back to like 2012, 13, 14, when I was having these premonitions, these intuitive flashes of clairvoyance. Yes. Yeah, yeah, that's what it's like. It's like a deja vu, but it's not. It's like, you got to get to that point, you know. Sekhmet, that was the first god or deity that I started to interface with, right? And how I got these pyramids right here, she was showing me the pyramids before I was even building pyramids, before I even knew what orgone was. And I was like, what is that? She just kept showing it to me. And she was moving stuff around how I am right now. And she was picking up the pyramids and showing them to me. And it was like a real big city. At first, I thought it was a real big city. Then it looked like a crystal city. And then as I got more involved, I started to see like, oh shit, that's orgone. Because I had started buying orgone. I'm like, damn, that's orgone. Because had the same like type of dream. She'd pop up in a dream and she'd be watching me through a triple double mirror. So I could never like really touch her. I try to touch the mirror, get in the way, but I could see through it clearly. And at one station through the infinite mirrors, I could see her sitting at a table, and she was showing me sitting at a table doing this. And it's just real wild like that, right? But I've been on this journey over 29 years. I belong to a few mystical orders. And at this point in my journey, I had to disseminate what I've been able to journal or store in my proverbial vault. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, man. You wanted to get on that gold Ethereum, blue green algae. You know, eat one meal a day or less, right? You have to feed your cells sound therapy. So binarials are real good, especially the Ohm, and drink plenty of water, at least 19 glasses every day, right? And this will activate your consciousness for light body activity, right? Which we experience every night when we go to sleep, what we call sleep. It's just that the body goes, it's inanimate, and it goes into that particular form of stasis or paralysis so that the soul and the spirit can extricate out the body, and it returns to its original station that it existed on prior to incarnating into this plane, which is the spiritual universe. Right now, we're in the physical universe and we're feeling, see, feel and feel, we're feeling like we're here, right? But you're actually peering through your senses to experience what it's like to actually be here. And this type of experience can only go on for a certain amount of time before it's time to turn out the lights or turn your TV off permanently, right? But it's not that your TV get turned off. It's just that you're being unplugged from the central nervous system and the etheric cord that you use as uh, a circuit, right? It's like the portal to the circuit or the input cable into the spiritual universe. That gets clipped. Just like when you are born, you have an umbilical cord, and that gets clipped. You follow? The umbilical cord gets clipped. Now you got to be a human. Well, when it's time for you to meet your timely demise, they clip your etherical cord snaps. When the etherical cord snaps, now you're extricated from the physical universe, right? No one can hear you. No one can see you. You might decide to stay in this plane of reality or on this end of the spectrum, but it don't matter. Nothing can see you. Nothing can hear you. Everything will be moving through you because you're not the body. And a lot of people, but a lot of former humans become aghast when they see that I can see them after they have transitioned out their body. And they be bugging out because they're not dead. And it's like they still can acknowledge their own existence without a physical composition. And that's the first thing that wigs out a lot of people once they've crossed and over, is that they still exist and they're cognizant of their existence. And for those people that could break through that proverbial fourth wall, it bugs them out that you could even see them. And in my case, I had a very personal loss with one of my sisters. My sister had passed, and it wasn't even 24 hours within her death. I was sleeping in my father's room. He had an altar in his room. And I burned some ancestor money for my sister, and I laid down and I went to sleep. And when I was laying down going to sleep, I woke up and I was in my grandfather's kitchen. And he was happy to see me, but I asked him, had he seen Nisi yet? That's my sister. He said, yeah. Let me call her. And he got on the phone, told her I was there. I turned around, there go my sister. And she was aghast to see me. She said, Ali, what you doing here? I said, I'm here to check on you, make sure you're all right. And she said, yeah. He was like, is you dead? I said, no, I ain't dead. And I said, neither are you. She said, I know. Yeah, but why they tell people that they die and you're not dead? I'm still living. She's like, how did you get here? You used to tell us this. I was like, yo, I told you. She was like, man, she wanted to come back and tell people a lot of the things that I used to say, because my sister, she could bear witness to it. Like, yeah, I've been like this a long time. I told y'all, 29 years. My sister can affirm for it. Our birthday's 7 days apart. She's about 11 or 12 years older than me. But she wanted to tell people, now that she didn't transition, like, yeah, I wish I could come back and tell them that, yo, y'all need to listen to baby bro. That nigga's on one. And we laughed about it. One time she popped up on my father, and man, that shit moved the shit out of my pops, because he would never have it, off-world experiences. And he like, damn, soldier, because even my father listens to me. My father is one of my students. That speaks multitude. And he was saying, hey, Baba, how come I can't? I want to have some of them experiences that you be having. And I'm telling you, that's my father's daughter. The day my sister Nisi, she popped up on this nigga, popped up on him, and he said it was so lucid and so real, and she looked so crispy and young and bright and full of energy. And I said, yeah, that's all that energy we've been pouring into our dearly departed. You can see it. Like, they gonna show you you're gonna see the results of your efforts at some point. For all of my students that been following my instructions with the altar. When they pop up on you, they be gleaming. They be shining. They don't look how they did with all decrepit and stuff. They look brand new. Shining, got money and everything. You know what I'm saying? One time my Uncle Jabbo popped up and he was riding the damn 2026 Denali, listening to Young Dolph. He had gazelles on and the Sergio Gittini outfit. He was the youngest out of my grandfather's brothers. So he always used to think that he was connected to the young generation somehow. You hear me? But I've been pouring so much into my grandfather's brothers that it was hitting them too. And it got to come back. And some of the older women in my family don't look old no more. They look young when they pop up in my dreams. I be misconstruing them for someone else a lot of times because their appearance has been altered and is compensating for what they remember themselves to look like when they were once human. You hear me? This is a different degree of knowledge that you had to learn to process. But as we always mention, you got to study the physical knowledge first. Master the physical dimensions. 1,089 degrees of physical knowledge will activate your spiritual awareness and your spiritual processor, which utilizes your holographic brain, which is an etheric blueprint of your physical composition, right? This is the etheric double that I'm always speaking about. So your etheric double, you know, what it does is it replicates and it Xerox copies exactly who you are in this dimension. And it copies and pastes this Xerox blueprint of who you are into the spiritual universe, because you're still contractually obligated to the corporeal form. And while you're still here, it tethers a line from that aspect of yourself so that you could thrive in both dimensions simultaneously. And at some point in time along your journey, you should be able to start building a life for yourself in the spiritual universe prior to you making a permanent withdrawal from this dimension. Because as I always tell you guys, you spend more time in the spiritual universe than you're contractually obligated to spend while you're in this one. You hear me? And that's due to the amount of time that elapses in the spiritual universe. It moves a lot more faster than it does in this one. So the gentleman earlier was saying about the speed of light and the coordinates of the pyramid. You know, light travels 5.88 trillion miles in 1 year. It takes that year to make a 365-day destination. That's how fast light can travel. Now, your closest galaxy, which is Andromeda. Andromeda is about 17.8 trillion miles away from your planet. No, excuse me. Let me take that back. 463. It's somewhere in there. 460 something trillion miles away from the Milky Way. And that's the closest galaxy to us. So if they had something that went as fast as the speed of light, they call that FLT, faster than light travel. You got to go faster than the light. So if 478 or 460 something trillion miles is the closest galaxy to us, which is Andromeda, and right now at the current juncture in what we would perceive to be its time, our Milky Way galaxy is dwarfing Andromeda and it's starting to consume it. You follow? And as it starts to consume it, it's still got that far in diameter. This to show you how expanded space is. And this is why I'm always bringing up the delusionments and the anthropomorphism that's being exhibited by beings on this planet, because they'll say that they're God or that I'm a goddess. And it's like, yo, you are a speckle of sand in comparison to the scale of your planet. Your planet is over 23,564 miles in equilateral diameter, or circumference, right? And you're not even 1 mile long. Hell, you're not even a half a mile long. Hell, you're not even an eighth of a mile long. You're not even a 32 of a mile long. You're not even a 64th of a mile long. 1 mile. And your planet is 23, might as well say 24,000 miles long. You pale in comparison the size to your own planet. You follow? And at one time, when you were in your microform as a sperm cell, your sperm cell is about 7.5 million times smaller than the macro form that it ends up growing into, right? These are different scales. And we're looking at these scales and we're placing ourselves in the tapestries of everything, like we really got it figured out. Right? So when you look at it another way, your planet is 7.5 million times smaller than your sun. And your sun, right? There's planets where it's being dwarfed. It's like a little tiny, or it's planets and its suns that is being dwarfed by. Like I told you guys before, we on the fringe ends of the Milky Way. We in the Skid Row area of the galaxy. I call it ghetto of the galaxy. You in the ghetto of the galaxy. And while you in the ghetto of the galaxy, right? You got all of these delusions of grandeur about creation and your creator. Like this nigga took you to Chick-fil-A this morning, asked you, did you want a number 7 or a number 6? Or a number 5 with jelly, right? And extra cheese. That's how y'all speak about things. And it's quite short-sighted, you know, because we're not that advanced evolutionary-wise as far as what we're capable of comprehending. We've taken ourselves off that path. And you can't blame the white man for that. You can't blame the Illuminati for that. This predate all of them. We had too much access to wealth. We stopped sending our children to the occult centers. We stopped sending them to be initiated. This go back hundreds of thousands of years in some cases. Got too laxed. Didn't think we need to learn. Oh, we'll let the next generation do that. Or let the other children do that. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to have fun. Not realizing that when you say the word fun, you're talking about the prefix to the word funeral. Because you're not going to be here forever. You just came here to experience, externally peer through the senses. Externally peer through the senses. We've talked about this. We talked about this on the other page. I wish I knew how to turn my camera around. I've been looking for YouTube videos to show me. It didn't. But I'm going to get up here on the board in a second. And we're going to go back over through the board again so that you guys can see about the way that you're perceiving the external reality, because you're peering through your senses. You're peering through the sense of sight, your nose centers, you, the consciousness, which is what you refer to as your spirit. So can you do a backflip? No, not no more. I used to. I had to get on something to do a backflip, but I can't do that no more, man. I can hit a front flip, right? I'm still kind of athletic. I could do 10 pull-ups. You hear me, Bashar? Is that the real Bashar? That's another troll. Let me put this up here, and I'm going to switch to the... Make sure I mute this one, but don't give me no feedback. He said, no, it's me, the real Bashar. What's up, Bashar? I don't believe that. I done brought Bashar into the room. We got Bashar in the building. What you got for me, Bashar? What's your question? He said it's a troll. Yeah, get his ass, AP. I got my thing up now. Hold up, I'm in the wrong thing. I can't make you the moderator. Damn. It's okay. We'll take care of that in a minute. Said, what's my favorite meal? Man, I ain't gonna lie. I like some. I don't know. I'm pretty picky, but I like some lamb mignon, some asparagus, some potatoes, some mashed potatoes. I'm real simple, you know. But yeah, we're not gonna let that throw us off, man. We was talking about experience, and you're externally peering through the senses, right? You're going through the five senses, but you really want to be going through the mind's eye. When you're going through the mind's eye, that'll give you the ability to see the spells that's being cast, right? And once you can see the spells that's being cast, you can see how it's showing up on a psychometric system through your clairvoyance, through the intuitive faculties. And you'll see the telepathic suggestions that it's sending to people to think. And that's what's affecting people's emotions, right? Causing them to have these thoughts and these desires that end up showing up in the physical body, right? Most of this is coming from the mental plane of the heart. You see that? That's where your consciousness is housed, is in the heart. That's why the heart is beating so fast, right? Now, the spirit has to take over the body. That's what you're supposed to do, is take over the body. You are the spirit. You are not the body. I tell y'all that all the time. You're not the body and you're not the mind. These are utilities that you utilize in order to interface in this reality, right? Now, once the spirit overrides the physical mind, which controls the physical senses, then you'll get access to the higher senses, which the spirit operates with these senses, right? And the closest it could come down to is through the mind's eye. I tell you guys all the time about your higher self. That's the furthest it'll come down, is right here. The spirit comes in right here and overrides what's going on right here in the body with the five senses, right? And just how y'all hear me spitting what I be spitting, it's because my antenna is open to the divine aspects of my being, right? And it sends that information into my crown so that I could process it in my pineal gland. The pineal gland is there so that you could process what your memory is capable of retaining. Right? So what you're capable of maintaining and retaining in your pineal gland, how you're processing that, you'll begin to communicate that through the brow chakra and send that information out the throat. If you don't send it out the throat, it'll find its way down into the emotional center, right? Which is right there in the solar plexus. See the solar plexus? And it's in between the solar plexus and the emotional field, right? This is all dealing with the chakra grid of the body, the chakra points, the endocrine system, and the different um, attributes of or functions in these particular scales of the spectrum. So as you take from the divine and disseminate through the throat, was stored in the solar plexus, right? It can't help but to help you. I don't have to really, I know it's there. I trust, right? I trust that it's there. I might forget something. You know, I'm not perfect. I might forget something, but I like, oh man, I trust the power of my subconscious mind to bring it up to me. I know that it happened, so I know I'm just making a misstep. Something is in a way that's preventing me from remembering, and now I remember it again, and then it's back. You know, show back on the road. You know, always could course correct or find a different avenue or improvision that needs to be put in place because I trust in the power of the divine. I trust in the power of my own spirit, right? I'm not going to allow my emotions and my thoughts to override my thinking. When I do that, I get a telepathic or intuitive signal from the mind's eye that's being sent from the divine. You just have to be patient enough and receptive enough to receive it, right? That's all it really is. And some people get it, some people don't. But as I said, the degrees of learning or assessing or going into self-discovery or self-evaluation, it starts with a biology book, right? And we're operating in the visible end of the spectrum with our five senses. So you might as well study as much as you're capable of on the body, right? You might as well. Right? And with the technology today, you don't have to spend all that money to go and you don't have to spend a lot of money to learn these things. You know, you can educate yourself. You can't teach yourself, but you can educate yourself. It's just investing the time. And I figured that out a long time ago with the internet. And I said, man, if the internet ever get to the point where the YouTube don't buffer, oh my goodness, we're gonna be on one. And you can learn just about anything. And I was working on a book. I need to get back on that one and start it over again. Online ascension. You could ascertain some degree of ascension if you just be up all night studying on the internet, opening up tabs, creating files, and create a curriculum for yourself. And you know, develop a structure of self-development, self-empowerment based on your own understanding. And I was writing a book like that, man, and something came through my it came through my hard drive, through my external drive. It was wild. It was like a lightning bolt or something, but it wasn't raining. But someone was trying to stop me from making or writing this book out. And I lost my computer that year too. Like that at that instant, everything was like fried and shot. And I was like, damn, I gotta get another computer. And it kind of spooked me for a minute because I was like, man, right, what I was writing was about pretty much what I was saying. And that is you can set the standard for your own curriculum if you got access to broadband, if You got broadband access where you know your internet not gonna buffer or skip, and it can still be running simultaneously for 48 to 36 hours. Man, it's just up to you. Do you want to invest the time, the focus, and the concentration on something that you know that is beneficial for you? And like I always say, I have something called the 72-hour protocol. And that's where you work 72 hours within 4 days. And that will generate a result for you, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you believe that it can happen or not. It can and it will. It will give you a visible, you know, uh, example of your sweat equity into that target of concentration and focus. Because as we always say, energy flows where your attention goes, and what you put your focus and concentration on, it can and will expand. You just have to be aware of that. And a lot of people start up their journey on the wrong foot. They don't have no one giving them any guidance, any instruction, any direction. They don't have any mentors or teachers to refer to, no one that they even can access in real time. And I just set up the platforms in a way so people can, at bare minimum, ask me a question. Now, if you want to book a private consultation, I'm gonna start making those available for people too. But they're gonna have to be short and sweet, man. And you don't want to waste that time. You know what I mean? Because you had to grow to you had to evolve to a certain station in your understanding of who you are. Because regardless of who you are, what you are, where you are, when you are, rich, successful, poor, or destitute, or somewhere in between, you got 100 years here at best. And that shit don't matter when it's time to get out your body. Can't take none of this bullshit with you. And that's where the game and the joke is on you. Right? Like, damn, I thought that I was gonna live forever. Hey, nah, yeah, you gonna live forever, but you ain't gonna have that access to that lowly dimension like that forever. Even when you incarnate again, what you call reincarnation, that won't even help you. Because it's like, damn, you ain't even. So it's like, man, what's the whole purpose? Your whole purpose is to leave this lower terror matrix. You know, you want to be cycling back through here and don't have to incarnate into a body. That means that all your emotions are clear, your thoughts are clear, and your desires are gone. Right? You want to incarnate back here and just come to the spirit realm, to the spirit version of Earth. You don't want to be on, you don't want to cross the mental barrier and go through the heart, because then you're going to end up in the body. You want to be up here in the quantum areas, in the angelic realms of the planet. That's when you graduate. When you graduate from the human container, you don't just go past go, you collect $200. No, you got to still serve. Now you ready to serve because you graduated from selfish emotion, thoughts, and desires, right? You gave up thinking that you need or want anything. So you got the right mentality and you got the right type of heart for your spirit to serve on the angelic realm. And here you don't interfere. You don't impede on anyone's free will, right? You just there to set up things for people and to move things out their way. They showed you that in this movie with Keanu Reeves. I forgot the name of it. I went to the movies and seen it too. And don't even remember the name of the movie. Let me look it up right fast so I could tell you. Because they show this stuff to you. The Luciferians know, and they gonna show it to you. But it's up to you. Yeah, I'm about to pull it up right now. So Once you graduate from desiring to incarnate into the body, the spirit, which has a spiritual heart, it'll start working from the mind's eye area, the angelic realm, right? When it incarnates back, it wants to help on the angelic level. But you can't interfere or impede on anyone's free will. You have to allow things to occur. Now, you could set up the proverbial dominoes in a way, or you could help and assist without interfering with the timeline, but you will have to serve here for a multitude of lifetimes. Primarily an epoch of time will do of being the service of the beings after here. And you won't be worried about, oh man, that used to be my mama in another lifetime. She's still cycling through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna come back on. Let me go help. That's my mama right there. But you got something else that you're supposed to be doing, right? You're like, hey, hold on. You said you wanted, you need to go back down there and incarnate again. No, I'm done with the incarnation. Right? Yeah, that's the name of the movie. It's Good Fortune. Good Fortune is the name of the movie. Y'all go see that movie, Good Fortune. They're not paying me to say that. They need to go. God damn it. Good Fortune. Y'all go see that movie. And it's a good movie. Got a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. I really enjoyed it. So that's what's going on once you ascended. How the being was talking earlier about ascension and ascending from this dimension. Right? Because that's what all people were. Hey, how am I ascend? Right? Well, once you ascend, once your consciousness ascends out of the mentality of needing to be a body, you become a spirit again. Right? And because you didn't graduated, you gotta you gotta get back from the place that you made it from. You said, I bet they were kids. You got to go back to the place that you made it from. So you got to come back. Your spirit has to come here and serve on the angelic realm, on the purple realm. And you got to help other beings that's looking to graduate from the human limitation, suffering, struggle, and desire, which is to lead to suffering. Right? So you want to definitely make it to the mental realm, which is the heart, and have a change of heart from a physical heart into a spiritual heart. And once you got that spiritual heart, you're going to be like, okay, I'm ready to ascend now. It's like, nah, man, you ready to go back to earth now. But I don't want no body. You ain't got to have no body. But you got to work from up here and influence the mind of the beings that realize that they're in the experience so that they could too come and be of assistance on the angelic realm. All of this is being recorded on a divine scale, right? So that you could be groomed for something even greater. You want, people say they be wanting to know this stuff, but that's why I put this board up there like that. I'm like, man, I'm going to just keep it up here. Because I be having conversations with myself. And that's one of the main things is man, see who can make it to the ESP level, from visible to ESP, from ESP to the brow chakra, activating the brow chakra. When people come out, see, that's the indigo children I'm looking for, right? Those that's ready to function on a quantum field. Those are the people I'm looking for so that you can link to your divine self. That's the first place I aim the staff is at your brow chakra. And sometimes I got to lead a brow chakra on a lot of people. And I got to go down to the root chakra. I got to come down here and in the orange area and clear up those emotions. right? Detangle all those wires and those cords in those areas. And once I get that right, then I can go, right? I can start tapping into your spirit, start working with you, and not just your body, right? Anybody got any questions? Any questions? Come join us in Atlanta, March the 7th and the 8th for the S seminar. Excuse me, 1089 seminar. I want to say S so bad. That's for the 1089 seminar, March the 7th, Raynology 102. Or come join us for the Science of the Neteru, Hiru. That will be March the 8th, right? Daylight saving time. Prerequisite VIP tickets for people to get it to both events. Come join us on March the 6th, right? March the 6th, we will be in the park. I'm going to be showing people how to appropriately ground, how to inhale the sunlight effectively, how to sun gaze with the mind's eye, not your eyes. Chants to do. He said, please depart the material to read it. Read till we next meet. Oh, yeah. I always tell people to start with a dictionary. Start with the dictionary and a biology book. Now, if you want to check out the links on my website, 1089techvision.com, go to the website. I got 3 books available for download, or you can come join us on the school community because we're going in deeper detail at each chakra point, starting at the earth core or the grounding cord in the earth star, to the root chakra, to the sacral, to the solar plex. And it's a lot. It's a lot to study. If you want to come join us over there, Mayat Minded. Yeah, come join us on the school. Raynology. Raynology is the class. Purchase something from the website, any Orgone devices from the website, and join our Google chat community. We got over 200 members at this point, and we would like to have you over there. Get access to over 3 years in our PDF database, a litany of books for downloads. I have a few books that I authored as well that you can download for free once you become a member of our community. I give out meditation techniques, breathing techniques, different exercises that you can do to strengthen your focus. You're welcome, beloved. We, like I said, we love to have people in there, and we don't discriminate against your background, your race, your ethnic group. We got all types. All different type of people are there. I do my best to vet out people that are not good for the whole community as a whole. That's one of the multitude of reasons why we have these events, so that people can see who they working with, who they dealing with, so I can see. You know what I mean? I don't need nobody in the community being victimized by anybody, and I'm very judicious with who I choose to join the collective. Um, some people think they can just treat me like a stripper and just throw money at me. That's not going to work, man. You know what I mean? That's not going to work. You're going to have to really be about it, man. Because we really making a divine impact on this planet. As I said on the other page, we impact the ozone layer. We healing the ozone layer. We clearing the chemtrails. We're clearing the ley lines of the planet, the magnetic grid, the chakra points on the planet, right? We clearing all that stuff. Now we starting to have an impact on the afterlife as well. That's what happens with dedication and devotion. And you're doing it just because it's the right thing to do. You're not doing it because you're looking for something. That's what gives you access to your higher power, right? That's what gives you connection to the divine, is when you're doing things selflessly. Not selfishly, but selfless. When you take a selfless approach, then what begins to happen is you open up to higher grid lines in the spectrum. And if your mind's eye is open, that antenna can pick up on the transmissions. It's like now you got access to a different radio station, right? That everybody else just don't get. It's like listening to a program that you want to listen to on Sirius satellite radio, and you get in the car with somebody and they don't got Sirius satellite radio. So now you can't listen to your program. They said, man, you could turn it on your phone, but this one I'm listening to while I'm in here, I don't want to hear that. That's what it's like when you're tuning in to higher transmissions. Some of them are from your own self, from your divine aspects of you, and some of them come from other beings, right? That realize that your mind's eye is open. They realize that the mind's eye is open, and they send a transmission to your divine self, right? What sits up in the 13th chakra. It receives the transmission and it relays the transmission into the sky chakra. It comes down to the mind's eye. And in some cases, when you go to sleep, it'll upload right from your brow chakra, whatever the transmission was. But sometimes it makes it down into the solar plexus, right? Down into the root chakra, into the body, and it starts to show up as SIMS in the visible red spectrum. Follow that? Let me get some nines in the comments if you guys can, because I don't, no one has any questions. I just want to make sure that we're on the same track and I'm not leaving nobody behind. If it's something you don't understand, you're more than welcome to state so in the comment section. All right. Right on. Thank you, Jenny. Is that Jenny? Jarvis? Jarvis Jones? All right. Yeah, but that's our whole thing, is to get people up into the brow century. Want people to get to the brow area. That's the indigo children. All right. You hear that term, indigo? At the indigo children, right? That's what we're going into an ascension. And in 1970, as we went towards the ascension, right? Going into ascension, it was on an incline towards the indigo. So a lot of children that were born here in this area, they are the indigo children. You got the purple children. Then you got the pearl children. They call those the rainbow children, right? Call them the rainbow children because they got this incandescent light that shows all ends of the spectrum. That's why Bill Gates trying to get these children autism and shit. For real. Because they got those powers like my man from Fantastic Four. He like a cosmic level being, a mega level mutant. I want to say his name Nathan. Is his name Nathan or Christopher? Something like that. Fantastic Four son, and Galactus wanted them or whatever. But yeah, these are your crystal children, right? These are your crystal children. Some of them came in green. And this is just acquiescing or segueing where we was at earlier, talking about the ascension of your planet, right? Or your solar system is going through ascension. So as it went through the green, you had beings that's what? They fascinated with forestry. They like plants. A lot of sisters in the 70s, they was all into plants and afros. And they started getting a little bit more holistic. I don't know if y'all remember that. Some of y'all might be old enough to remember that and to pick up what I'm putting down. And as we got into the turquoise, that's the spirit that's dealing with the color of the sky. And then the indigo, that dealt with the cosmology of the sky. And as it got off into the purple, things started going off on a divine level, right? On a cosmic scale, being on a divine scale, right? You've seen a whole bunch of the children coming in the name of love. You had some that had positive messages, but they got usurped by malevolent forces. They ended up getting piercings all in their face and tattoos all over their body, because they may have been corrupted as children. That's a cry for help. When you see people that got all those tattoos all over their body like that, that's a cry for help. Something, they're sharing the vessel with something else. I don't care what you say. You're sharing your body with something else. And it then took over. Like, yo, man, why you need all them tattoos? And most of the people that got all them tattoos, what's the first shit they say? Oh man, I was addicted to the tattoos. I just started and I couldn't stop. Some people be like that with piercings. That means something else is in your vessel with you, right? Something else is in that vessel. And I told you guys earlier, I can't wait to upload that TikTok. But it was a war that went on the angelic spectrum of your planet, right? And it was between two groups of angels. And they was fighting over the mental realm that belonged to the humans. They both was looking to influence your heart. One wanted to influence your heart selfishly and wanted you to be able to have autonomy over your emotions, your thoughts, and your desires. And the other set, which was the Archangel Michael, wanted you to tap into your divine self. But the angels that was on the mental was like, no, we want them to be able to tap into their own thinking and their telepathy. And no, excuse me, not into their thinking and their telepathy. It's like, I want them to go into their emotions and their thoughts and their desires. I don't want them to go into their divinity. I don't want them to think that they have the ability to be on the level that I am. That's what Satan was saying. So he was pretty much setting you up for failure. You follow? Don't you know how you get trained? How you train somebody at your job, and then all of a sudden they doing the job better than you because you done trained them so damn good, and now they got your position. That's how Satan felt. Satan felt like that. So it's like, yo, man, they need to be in charge of their emotions. We should want them to tap into their emotions and their thoughts and their desires. We don't want them to tap into their divinity, right? Keep their ass down there so I can be over them, right? What that says? He said, well, Satuk the same way. No, Satuk is a different instance. Satuk is dealing, when you talk about Satuk, have you read everything in the school classroom? Spaz? Have you read that? Yeah, you gotta go check that out. Go read the Asaru. Go read the roots, the sacral. Oh no, that's not the sacral, that's the root with Satuk. Satuk used to work with his granddaddy, Ray. He used to ride on the boat with him. And he was spry and strong enough to lead the military. Satuk used to lead the military, man. Only reason he took his brother out is because Nephut, what she did is he came back from battle with Apophis, who you call Satan or the devil, right? And he seen that his wife was pregnant. And he like, damn, bitch, I've been gone this long. I come back and you pregnant? Right? I'm improvising now. This is not verbatim. He said, oh, man, you pregnant? Like, yeah, who the fuck you pregnant? A Saru. Instead of telling him, Set borrowed some sperm from Saru and we doing it in vitro fertilization. She didn't tell that nigga that. She just wanted to make him bring some chaos and some drama because she's too used to the monotony of him not being there. But that backfired on her ass. And he went and set up that sarcophagus for his brother. Right? But the two you can't correlate the two as far as the angelic stories that's being told, which some of that stuff is out the Akashic of your planet. And I know y'all done heard me talk about the Akashic of your planet several times, right? That story with the Archangel Michael and Satan, the dragon, right? The angel Satan and his angels, which were called dragons, right? He had dragon-like angels and Michael had human-like angels, right? And they were both warring in the high end of the spectrum of your planet. And up there, the battle was over the mental realm of the humans that had bodies of their minds, their heart. Satan and his followers wanted you to tap into your emotions and your thoughts and your desires. And the Archangel Michael said, no, they need to be tapping into their divinity. Satan didn't want you to tap into your divinity because then it'll make you eye to eye with him. It'll put you on the same level as him, and he didn't want that. Michael was like, no, fuck that. If we can have it, then they can have it too. So that's where the war ensued. And when they lost the war, they got dropped from this end of the spectrum down to the yellow end of the spectrum. And it seemed that they was manipulating what people was thinking, right? Affecting their emotions and their thoughts and their desires. And the angels came down even further and sent them down to earth. These are your fallen angels, right? Sent into the red resonance, the visible. Now they had to be seen. Now all their stuff got to be witnessed down here too. It can't be hidden in the yellow, which is outside the range of the visible spectrum. Follow what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you, loved one? Yeah, you got to go check that stuff out, man. Go. You got to keep up with the school, man. Y'all can't just depend on seeing these videos and think that's going to be enough. I'm going to keep repeating. The information is infinite. We on an infinite biorhythm right now. I'm going to turn it up to eternal. When y'all be saying y'all ready for that higher knowledge. It don't end. There is no beginning and there is no end. To take a syllabus from an archangel would take you 700 Earth years just to process something like that. Maybe even longer, right? You got etheric beings that live on other planets. Like I told y'all, 1,000 days for you is one day to them. It take 1,000 of your days to make really 1,089 days to make up one day. He said he's still on the first bite. Yeah, man. And don't try to rush it because I'm gonna be dropping a whole bunch of more information. The longer that it take me to put it out there, I mean, it's gonna be a long little dossier for your ass. But you got to get through the physical knowledge first, loved one. Get through the physical knowledge. Don't try to speed yourself along, because what y'all got to realize is you already on the curb. You being taught on the curb already. You know, you far removed from the commoner and layman. If you've at least had 4 seminars, you've been to 4 of our events, you at least 2 or 3 years ahead of the commoner and the layman. If you're working with that altar and you following all my instructions concisely, then you have quantum leap past these laymen and these commoners. Don't expect them to be able to engage you at the level that I'm able to engage you. You done stepped up out of that. Ain't no turning back. You can turn back and go take your ass to church, go get you a couple of nice suits from the DNK or from the Men's Warehouse, and go have you some pork chops and peas on Wednesdays and go to Bible study and sit there and listen to Reverend Louis Vuitton give you his Saturday dissemination before Sunday's mass. That's where a lot of people be with it. They be they be thinking they be ready for this shit. Now I'm not saying y'all. I'm just saying there's been others. There's been a lot of people like, nah, shit. I ain't ready for all that. Some people are skeptic. You will sell yourself short going across a whole bunch of different platforms looking for something. Just like, I'm gonna just get a little bit from this, a little bit from that, a little bit. And you better find you one thing and hone in on it. That's what I did. And when I was done, then I went off into the ashram. Then I went to the Buddhist temple, right? Seeing how they got down. I went to their holistic medicine shops and developed rapport with them. I would break bread with their communities. You have to immerse yourself into a person's customs and backgrounds as you integrate yourself into their practices and what they learn, right? This widens your perspective, and it also gives you the ability to keep yourself in a humble position and not think that you know it all, and not think that you're not capable of exhibiting some form of incompetence, right? I like feeling like I don't know nothing. I want to learn from somebody, right? Especially if you got something that you are expert in. I definitely want to learn that shit from you, right? I want to learn it, especially dealing with computers. That's not my level of expertise. But I'm a little savvy. I mean, it's not that difficult, but I'm talking about the deeper layers like coding and, which that ain't even all that deep. And just going into the deeper levels than that, because I'm in the graphic design and, I design all the, my t-shirts and the apparel and the hats. I design all that stuff myself. The pyramids and the pendants. Look at that buddy right there. Let me see if the light is right. It's a beauty, ain't it? I got all 13 crystals in here that will connect to the 13th seat or the 13th chakra, right? We're talking about that in the second day. The second day of the event. The first day, we're going to stay in the lower field for people. We're going to stay down here. A lot of people need to just deal with the emotions, the thoughts, and the desires, right? The 5 senses. We're going to go through, and it's a lot. It ain't like it's just a little bit, But that'll be day 1. And day 2, we're going to deal more in this area, right? That's where we at. Even in the second half of the year, we staying down in here. That's where we was at in the S seminar, was the introduction into all of that, We're still dealing with everything within the planet's electromagnetic color spectrum, right? And we're going to scale this thing from our visible perception to our extrasensory perception, right? And to our higher conception and perceptions of divine truth, divine reality, and the divine intellect. Anybody else though? You got any questions? On the wrong one. Yeah, for right now, I'm not gonna keep them too. We're not gonna. I'm gonna do my best to schedule out the lives. Um, Doing my best to schedule them out, but I know on Tuesdays we'll start coming in at 11 o'clock. Right, 11:11 is the time, somewhere around in there, and I'm gonna have to set a um, moderator in place. Get us a nice little moderator popping off, and we'll start scheduling in for these YouTube streets. Get on the YouTube block and show them what time it is. There's a lot of people on the YouTube, and I know I could go into monetization, and I know I have more than enough content for the YouTube. All right. If y'all can set you up a playlist, pick about 20 or 30 videos and just put them all in the playlist and let it play for them. You know, you ain't got to have it all pumped up. Just let it keep on looping in the background for a brother. You know, I'm talking to my community members. They know who I'm talking to. I ain't talking to nobody else. All y'all new people on YouTube, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm good. I'm glad that y'all here and that you're down with the PG. Because we will have clarity in this great day and time called Noon Tirade. I'm telling you, we will have clarity, beloved. Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to come on here for a minute, see how many people we got in the room. Nobody got no questions. See, I don't know where to go. I do know where to go, but I don't want to leave y'all too far. I don't want to go too far over people's head. I want to be right there. And I done put a lot of information out already. You know, Supreme Kai showing me that. He said he's still on the first bite. I ain't even really, you know, I ain't even turned up the water faucet or nothing. Mm. You're just chilling and coasting. on the alpha wave. We got to stay on the alpha wave. The alpha wave, that allows you access into the gamma wave. That's dealing with creation and conceptions, right? That puts you on a creative frequency. And we got to stay on the creative frequency because that's the energetic signature of creation and the creators within creation. And you hear that buzzword of co-creators that was going across the spiritual communities back during the time when they dropped The Secret. I want to say that was about 2010. And a lot of people was talking all that co-creator, said then they were co-creators and manifestors. That's when all of that whole wave began. Here we are in 2026, 2022, 2023. People started finding it again and bringing it back up. And I could remember those times. And I remember, even before that with Kelly Howell and Michael Macbeth, Michael Beckwith, Michael Beckwith owned one. The dude, brother from the Secret, shouts out to that brother. He got a church out there in Los Angeles. But that brother on another level. And he show himself one way, but he really on another level, man. I mean, most people that that be tapped in like that they gonna show you one way, but they really be another way. It's a lot out there, man. It's a lot of people, and that brother a lot older than me. So he been on it a lot longer than me, right? And there's a few people out there like that, man. And I respect their spiritual acumen and what they're capable of presenting. But you just got to be on the frequency to be aware of that. And there's not enough people out there aspiring to tap in like that. Would you say that lucid dreaming is a prerequisite for quantum jumping? I know meditation is. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really call it a prerequisite. That's just the level that when you start quantum jumping is like going from one point to the next point. You're not just jumping aimlessly. You know exactly what you're, looking to do. And I like to refer to it as quantum positioning. That's why we got quantum right there in the brow. That's dealing with the mind's eye. And let's say, for instance, you're a mechanic. You want to connect to a parallel version of yourself that's also a mechanic, that's ASE certified, and got all of these, these buttons and these colors for the degree of mechanics that he's able to exhibit, right? He like a UTI certified master or some shit, right? And you're going to set up a meeting between you and your higher self, right? Which sits in the 13th seat, which we have covered that in the seminar. That'll be the first part of Het Hiru we're going to deal with there. But the 13th seat, where your higher self sits, it goes and finds a parallel version of yourself that qualifies for the requirements of what you ask for. And even though you're a mechanic right now, it's going to find one that's way more advanced than you. And he sits down as a medium between the two of you and tethers your etheric cords together. And you have one etheric cord going into that same higher self. Because y'all all share the same divine self. And that's the technique, the way to do that. I'm going to end up putting out the Patreon channel where you guys can purchase all that stuff. And because we done already went through it before 2 or 3 times. I'm sick of going over it. Well, no, we'll go over quantum jump again. But that'll be one of the seminars I make available. They pick up on waves of it now. Yeah, it's coming, man. You know. Yeah, but it just take practice. And what helps is having meditation, you know, being consistent with your meditations, and also affirmations, or before you go to sleep, saying, hey, I want this to happen, right? Start affirming the things to yourself. Write the stuff down on a piece of paper that you want to occur and put it up under your pillow. Watch what start happening. This shit is real. Yeah, then you can start taking the pyramid. I don't know if you got a pyramid, but take your pyramid and start sitting that on top of the books that you're reading. Start sitting it on top of your notes and open up the antenna in your mind so that you could pick up on the transmissions of what's in concordance with what you put up under that pyramid. It's going to let you know that too, right? And those the pyramid techniques. That's on the TikTok page. I know a lot of y'all don't go through them playlists, but man, y'all be slipping on the playlist. And I just told y'all about that with the pyramid. And I remember I was always telling people that, you know, get you a book, get a dictionary, put the pyramid on top of the dictionary, meditate in front of the dictionary. You just got to trust. You got to trust what's taking place and trust that your ESP is going to kick in. You got to trust that your spirit, right? And that your divine self, the angelics that are guiding you, uh that have been assigned to you, call them your guardian angels. They're gonna work with you. Your mind eye is more than capable, right? And you tap in and you just trust it. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink your connections. You just have to allow them to take place, right? And the more trust, the more that you let go, that's what trust correlates into. Letting go. Stop thinking that you got to control how everything happened, that you need to understand everything right away. No, man, let that shit go and let let nature take its course, right? But that pyramid is a very effective tool. Very effective. It's very effective tool to utilize in order for you to tap into the mind's eye, right? And take that quantum positioning with your higher self and a parallel version of yourself. And it'll pop out on you. You know, mine still be messing with me. I don't want to say messing with me, but it's letting me know that I'm working in tandem with the chef version of myself, because I got a lot of people in the community and a lot of students too that's chefs. I want to say I got like 3 or 4 students that's chefs. Ever since I did the quantum jump with the chef version of myself, so I could cook some chicken wings one time. I don't even like chicken wings, but just so I could get that extra swag with what I was cooking that day, and it happened, right? But these techniques really do work, and we'll end up going back over that again pretty soon, right? We'll go over that pretty soon and get it in. Do that quantum. That'll be after. It'll probably be after this seminar. I'm gonna start doing more webinars because I give out a lot of content. It's like, damn, come on. I give out a lot of content. Yeah, let's get your repetition down. Any more questions? Any more questions? Mm. Take your crystals and see if you can get the reflection to show in your crystal. See if you can see your image in the crystal. I'm gonna do my best to go live again tomorrow. We'll be on here at 11:11 tomorrow. That's Central Standard Time, though, not Eastern Standard. That'll be 10:11 my time, 11:11 that time. But I got to get up and go through my progressions, go through my prayers, my chants, uh, check my website, see what orders I got, what I need to put together. And I do that as early as possible so that I can get on a good foot. And that ends up happening eventually. But more than likely, 11:11. Check out my TikTok, OrgoniteTEK. Come join us on the school app. Join me on TikTok. Check out the YouTube videos. And it's a litany of uploads. I got more of this coming, way more. And just like I was on the TikTok, I'm gonna end up figuring out how the YouTube work, and we'll get a whole bunch of followers on this end too. But every platform I go on, except for Instagram, because I got shadow banned from Facebook. I had 3 Facebook pages. All of them had a whole bunch of followers, but I don't feel like going through that and building that up no more. I'm just gonna start focusing on the YouTube. This is where my oversoul keeps sending me, like, yo, you need to come to YouTube and build your YouTube community. I don't got to change nothing. Just keep everything how it is and bring it across here. And I'm headed towards monetization. I ain't even tripping on that. I'm gonna hit those goals. Right. Last time I really checked my YouTube, I had about 50 followers. Now I got over 300 and something followers. And I'm grateful for that. I'm all about quality, not quantity. Right. And we're going to have clarity in this great day and time called New Tirade. Please know that. But yeah, my minded. I don't know which other platforms you own. If you familiar with all the other ones, then you will see me there too. I need to go on Instagram. I'm gonna use my backup Instagram because I know my front one is connected to my Facebook. And I'm locked out. I've been locked out of that Facebook for about 5 years. They did that on purpose. So I can't use my Instagram. And some people do find me though. So I know a lot of people on Facebook like, man, whatever happened to Dr. Ray? Man, that brother just disappeared. Like, nah, I had to go to another platform. I ain't had no choice. Right? That's what happened when you put out too much truth. And now they stopping people from asking questions in the comments section. They can't even get their questions going right. Because they don't want people to know. When people ask these questions, it opens up portals in their consciousness. It starts to increase the probability of what you're capable of understanding. But that's how we get understanding, is by asking questions, right? That's how that goes. But we're gonna do our best to come back on here again tomorrow. 11:11 to be the time. And I'm gonna be real consistent with these YouTubes. I always come on YouTube after I do my TikTok live. I waited an hour, see who have questions. Write your questions down if you guys have any questions. because that makes the content a lot more. It makes it adds substance to the content. Let me put it like that. It gives the content substance when people ask questions and for questions to go off of, and until people ask the right questions, I ain't gonna take this board down. It's like based on all the questions that people have asked, that's what got this board up here this way. And for y'all that's been following me, y'all see how it's been going. Like people not asking outside the range of the questions that they should be asking. Because most mortals on this planet don't think outside of person, place, and thing. They stay in the confines of person, place, and thing, and they need to think outside of that range. So I can't answer most of the questions, if not all the questions that are lording in your consciousness, right? And I trust in the connection I have to my oversoul to give a response that will be beneficial to the receiver, right? Hey, boy. Anybody else? Any other questions? Well, we get on. I'm gonna get on off of here. We'll come back again later. No. Hell is low and heaven is high. And people paid the 88 to get hit with the staff multiple times. That's an excellent question. Yeah, you can pay that if you want to pay like that. You're gonna have to. That's what it's gonna be. 3 minutes and 33 seconds at a time. Yes, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher of radiology. Yes, I am, Ahmed. No, you just said hello. I said hell is low. Anytime somebody tells me hell is low, hello, I say hell is low, right? That's all. Yeah, I get a little the person who teaches me an alphabet, I become his slave seeking knowledge. Then where can you buy merch for your altar? Uh, I don't know. I don't think you're one of my students. You turn this around so I can see. No, that's for my students, really. Uh, but you could go to a Botanica. But if you want to get something from our website, you can go to 1089techvision.com, right? Go to 1089techvision.com and pick up the ancestor money. That's the one thing I have available. But I don't outside of that, I don't have things available for people. to do that for. But yeah. Yeah, I got the ancestor money on deck. You know, people been ordering the ancestor money. It's been kind of slow this week on ancestor money. Not a lot of people been purchasing this week, but I've been having consistent flow of people depositing into the afterlife, and I could always tell when you've been burning that ancestor money, you guys. It always shows to me. I don't even ask for the Sims that appear in my landscape. I just be like, whoa, shit, where did that come from? And that's what it be a lot of times. I could tell by the degree that I scry at is crazy. Right? But I could always tell, you know, when it's a man that then receive some ancestor money. Uh, and the reason why is because I'll see like some old football on the TV, like out of nowhere, or it'll be an interview with an old football player from an old time. That shit just pop up out of like it pop up in your timeline in an unusual way. These are ways that I'm able to tell that I'm receiving some type of information from somebody from the other side, and they're just doing the best that they can to get my attention or to get me to process things that they may be talking about. So, other day I seen Lawrence Taylor doing an interview, and it kind of bugged me out. I was like, Lawrence Taylor, right? And it made me think of some people that I knew that was Giants fans, right? And they've been gone for a minute. Then it made me think of somebody else. You know, a few of my students couldn't help but to think about them. So I'm like, damn. I knew that they was either thinking about me or they didn't burn some money before they dearly departed, and that they was thanking me some type of way, right? Even this AM when I was at my altar, I was receiving a bunch of things. Like I was overwhelmed with thankfulness, right? And all I could do was start thinking about all the things that I was thankful for. And it just inspired me to be more thankful for what I was like, shit, man, I'm just thankful that you thankful, you know, because the one thing that dawns on the consciousness of those that have departed from here is that someone is still thinking about them. They know they thinking about you, but they just to know that you thinking about them and that you giving them attention, that means a lot, man. Because a lot of people leave this realm and they get forgotten about, out of state, out of mind, right? Out of place, out of mind, however that shit go, right? Especially if it's somebody that did something for you. That raises the ranking that they hold in the station of the spiritual universe. You might as well exalt them to the for what it's worth, for what they've done for you. That's the best way that you can show a reciprocity uh reverence, especially to a progenitor, right? It's cool if you do it for friends and cousins and siblings and stuff like that. That's cool too. But to give it to your progenitors, that goes a long way, man. It really does. And it says a lot about you because, like many of the people that have taken my discourse, it ain't about what you doing when everybody looking. It's what you could do when ain't nobody there to bear witness to what you doing. Right? It's showing integrity. And when you have a pillar of integrity behind your intentions, that is where the true power comes into play. Right? That's where the magic actually begins. It's just compounded efforts over time turn into miraculous events, copious events, right? The omnipresence overwhelms our psychic center and affirms how far your intentions have taken you. All that do is empower you to want to go harder and do more, right? And find ways to be a positive impact on this reality. Because you got what it takes, man. I'm telling you, you got what it takes. It's just that the Luciferian complex does not want you to pay attention to you. It wants you to tap into your desires, your emotions, and your thoughts. It wants you to stay there and stay stuck. Those in the angelic realm, they want you to tap into the divine and transcend the limitations of this dimension. And that's the war that's going on over you. And it's matriculating into your political system, into your government, into the planetary infrastructure of the world, the global communities. To put everything in its appropriate context. And they told me to start putting this stuff up here like this so more people could be open to grasping Raynology. Because I could feel the split between angels and Netaru. Right? So people be confused about it. So I had to put everything in its context. And if you notice up here, I haven't put the Netaru up here. Didn't even put them, period. I don't have to. If you in the Raynology, if you belong to the communities, you should be able to layer this over with everything I've already disseminated to you, right? And this should be showing you how far you've come with what you've been learning up under my helm. Because I know y'all looking at this and say, damn, that shit really is it's broadening the perspective on what you've already been taught, right? And we gonna have clarity in this great day and time, man. Like, we will, right? But I'm gonna set the standard. We're gonna set the page for that. It's first nature now. Yeah, see, that's great. That's a great report, man. We setting the standard. So I guess tomorrow at 11:11, I might do a late class on the school. I'm gonna try to do school again. I want to do it from my phone. I don't want to do it from that crappy ass webcam. I'm gonna use my phone. All right. I'm gonna use my phone and we gonna get back on this thing. Y'all need to join me on school, Maya Minded, and whoever else in here. Come join us on there. Come join me on TikTok. Join me. You can sign up on my Instagram if you guys want to see pyramids that I built and you want to get inspired, or you get drawn to something, say, hey man, can you replicate this? Can you make this again? 9 times out of 10, I can make it. I mean, but yeah, come join us. Come join the 1089 tech community. All it takes is a purchase from something from the website. And, we'd love to have you in the community. Y'all look out for Money Making Mondays, Moon Magic Mondays, Money Mantra Mondays. That's coming up this Monday on the 1089 tech community page on the Google chat. We will be doing that on Monday. Look forward to seeing you guys there. But other than that, we're going to get off of here for now, right? We're going to get off of here for now. And the next time if y'all see me again this evening, then we'll be on the school. We are going to school. And I guess we got to go over that gab. I know that that gab is hitting a lot of y'all like, God damn, it's a lot of shit. But we're going to go through the gab, baby. I'm trying to make it over there for y'all. I know a lot of people dreading that, but that's what's up. All right. So we're going to get up out of here. May the ancestors be with you in this great day and time called Noon Ray. And may the gods of wealth and fortune maintain you continuously. See you guys a little bit later. Don't forget to check out the other uploads on the channel. And don't forget to watch out for this upload on this channel in this great day and time called Noon Ray. I do.